Hi everyone. Today I decided to put on my Minnie Mouse shirt and my ears because you guys know how much I love Disney and I'm missing Disney, so I thought it would be fun for our math lesson. Alright, so today we are looking at lesson 13-8. It's on page 513. So as always, you're going to do these 2 pages with me, and then you'll do the other 2 pages on your own. So make sure you have your book out, you have a pencil, and you are working along with me. Alright, so it says, today we're going to sort 2-dimensional, so 2D, and 3-dimensional 3D shapes. And remember, 2D shapes are also known as plane shapes, it says it right here, and 3D shapes are also known as solid shapes. Alright, so let's read about Lily. It says, Lily sorts cards that show plane shapes and solid shapes. Tell where Lily should place this card. Alright, so down here in our plane shapes, we see a rectangle, we see a square, we see a triangle, and then on this side we see our solid shapes. We see a cube, a cone, and a rectangular prism. So if we're sorting by plane shapes, solid shapes, remember 2D shapes or 3D shapes, where should we put this shape? It's a cylinder. Alright, and it says down here, Lily's card shows a solid shape because it is 3-dimensional, it's 3D, it's not flat. So she's going to place this shape right here with the solid shape. So she would put her cylinder down here with the solid shapes. Alright, number 1. It says, circle the shapes that should be in each group. So for number 1, we're looking for shapes that have 3 sides. So they've already circled this first one for us. We see a triangle. It has 1, 2, 3 sides. How about this square right here? Does it have 3 sides? It has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. So I'm going to put an X through that. How about this one? We have another triangle. It's just turned differently, but it still has 1, 2, 3 sides. So I'm going to circle it. And then our last shape doesn't really look like it has 3 sides. Let's count it. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. It does not belong in our group with 3 sides, so we're going to cross it out. Alright, number 2 says we are looking for shapes that have 0 corners. So I'm going to look at my circle right here. Does this have any corners? Remember, a circle has no corners. It has no sides that are connecting with each other to make that corner. So yes, our circle would belong in our group of 0 corners. How about this shape right here? Would it belong in 0 corners? It wouldn't, because this shape has 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. So it would not belong in our group. How about our cylinder? Do you guys see any corners there? I see 2 flat surfaces and a curved surface, but I don't see any 2 straight lines connecting and joining and making a corner. So we're going to circle our cylinder because it does belong in our group of 0 corners. And then our last one is a cube. A cube, it has a lot of corners. Remember, it has 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom. It has 8 corners. It's not going to belong in our group of 0 corners. This should be pretty easy peasy for you guys today. Alright, I'm flipping over to the back to page 514. Alright, number 3 says circle the objects that should be in the group. Okay, so this group says 4 corners and 4 sides. So it has to have both things. It has to have 4 corners and 4 sides. It can't be more than 4 corners or more than 4 sides. It has to be 4 of each. So they've already circled, it looks like maybe this is like a bulletin board. They've already started circling that one because it has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides and 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. Let's go back to this first picture though. That looks like a cube. And if you remember, we just talked about a cube on the other page and we said that it has 8 corners. So if this one needs 4 corners and 4 sides, we know the cube is out. It does not belong in this group. How about a puzzle? Let's count the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 corners, 4 sides. We can circle it. It belongs in our group. This looks like a picture frame. Let's count the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's good to go. It fits in our group. 4 corners and 4 sides. That one had 3 objects in it. Number 4. Ooh, Mia, Miss Mia. This has your name in it. Mia looks at a 3-dimensional shape that has only one flat surface. Where should Mia put the shape? So I'm going to underline only one flat surface because that is the key part of the sentence. Those are the key words that are going to help us answer this question. I'm going to switch up here to my typing. So I'm going to need to put an answer here and it will be way easier if I can type it. So it says, she's looking at a shape that has only one flat surface. Where should she put it? Should she put it with the cylinders or should she put it with the cones? If it only has one flat surface, let's look at the cylinders. Okay, remember, and here's a cylinder right here. Does this only have one flat surface? Well, remember, a cylinder has 1, 2 flat surfaces. So we know it can't be the cylinder. And if we look at my cone, does this have one flat surface? It does. So whatever shape Mia is looking at with one flat surface, she is going to put it here with the cones. And I don't know why this is so small. Let me make that a little bit bigger. Sorry guys, I want you to be able to read my writing. Alright, so she would put the shape, technical difficulties. She would put the shape with the cones because cones have only one flat surface. Cylinders have 2 flat surfaces. All right, number 5. Let me get my typing ready. It says, how are squares and cubes the same? How are they different? Right, so if we look at a square, we have a square here, and we have a cube here. First, we're going to talk about how are they the same? How are they the same? So I think, to me, the simplest, easiest thing for us to write, and that I think is the same about these two, is that they both have, so when we talk about 2D shapes, like a square, we call these right here sides. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. And when we talk about the cube, we call those edges, where the 2 faces meet together and makes an edge. So we're going to say they both have sides and then a little slash edges. So we make sure we're talking about both of the correct names for 2D shapes and 3D shapes. But they both have sides or edges that are the same length. Okay? Because when we think about, let me show you. I'm going to show you what I mean. the difference. Let me grab my square. When we think about a square or a cube, all four of their sides or edges are the same length. When you think about a rectangle or a rectangular prism, they have two long sides and two short sides. So that is one way that a square and a cube are the same. They both have the sides and the edges. I'm going to say that are, if you already wrote this, it's okay, are all the same length. Okay, if you can squeeze that in there, that's great. If you already wrote it and you can't fit it, it is all good. But I want you to understand what I mean by they're the same length. They all have the same length. All right, how are they different? This one is pretty easy. Okay, we know that so I wrote the word different. We know a square, if I can spell that right. Square is a 2D shape and a cube is a 3D shape. I think their differences are easier. Ooh, and that is not right on the lines. Let me see if I can move it down. I guess it doesn't matter. I think you guys can still see that. So they are the same because they both have sides or edges that are all the same length. And they're different. And see, look, I even forgot. I'm talking and not typing good at the same time. That a square is a 2D shape and a cube is a 3D shape. All right, guys, so that is our math lesson 13/8. We just did pages 513 and 514. Now I want you to do 515 and 516 on your own. Have a great day. Bye, guys.